Do they not have fire escapes in Japan?
I don't know. I don't know the extent or the design of the building. Like it started on the second floor and no one above it could get down. Like I'm not sure, but no, like building code. Yeah, you have. No, they totally do. It's all the same shit. Like.
His internet's contacting. I'm surprised he gets so many platinum trophies, which is maybe why he never plays any games online.
And we are live.
Hello, welcome to Pixel Pints. We are the only podcast that talks about two things that we enjoy, which is good beer and video games. We're not here to promote drinking or polo necks. Please wear polo necks responsibly, especially if they...
Wait, does wearing polo necks responsibly mean just don't wear them?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Unless you want to be the next Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
And especially if you've got leather patches on the elbows. Any beers or breweries we might be talking about aren't sponsoring us, or manufacturers of English breakfast tea. And yes, happy Christmas. There's a Christmas decoration that lights up. Nice. What we're going to run through today, we've got the last quiz of the year. It's all level at the moment. We've got the results of the Pixel Pints Fantasy Gaming League, which we'll do before the quiz. We've obviously got beers, and we are going to go through some of our Christmas gaming wishes. Is everyone prepared? Evan, you had about 5 minutes to prepare because you don't read the Discord.
Yeah, I got it. I got got about 8.
Wow.
Santa's got a lot of work to do, man. Santa's got a lot of work to do.
Right. Liam, how's things with you?
Yeah, going well. This week's been very difficult for me. Although, I'll tell you later in the show exactly why.
Okay. I'm intrigued. I hope it's nothing bad. You're smiling, so it can't be something really bad.
Yeah, let's just say it's probably quite petty and immature.
Okay.
So there's that.
Did you try and get away with covering up some kind of conspiracy, but it's okay because you got away with it, so because the cover up didn't actually work?
Well, actually, I was kind of in that stage, where the conspiracy seems to be working. But now that you've said that I'm involved in some kind of conspiracy, it's probably ruined now. When you hear the sirens, you'll know I'm fucked.
Dan, how's things for you?
Yeah, very well. Very good. It's good to be back on. Just enjoying my start of my whole summer Christmas holiday.
Summer Christmas. You have 2 Christmases.
What time of year it is. But yeah, no, it's going well. Good to see everyone.
And I'm sorry that you'll have to engage in parental duties over the Christmas period rather than play your PS5.
I've changed my office into a child-friendly playroom. So now I give Thomas a Xbox controller with no batteries, and I play with the real one that works. But what he has realised is the Xbox has a light on it, and he's got this tool bench, and he pushes his tool bench up against the cabinet, climbs on the tool bench, reaches up, and presses the light on the Xbox, and then laughs. And after he does it, he goes, "Uh-oh," and then it turns off.
Uh-oh, there goes Halo.
He's going to go far, that kid.
That's what he's doing at the moment, which is quite amusing. Irritating, but it's more amusing, really.
He already knows how to piss off Dad. I'm going to turn off your game, Dad.
Pay me attention, you waste of a father. Evan, how's things in Japan?
Oh, good. Actually, Thomas sounds like a hero, going around turning off people's Xboxes. What a very smart chap that kid is.
He's obviously been brainwashed at a very young age by PlayStation.
Oh, like in less than a year, they totally indoctrinated that child. How? What's going on?
Like the Sony
Nothing
PlayStation.
worth playing on that thing.
It's the blue lights. It affects children's brain.
Sure.
But he does get annoyed because obviously the controller as well has the Xbox symbol with the light, and after a while he realizes his controller that has no batteries in doesn't have that light, and he presses the button, try and hope the light comes on, and then he looks at my controller and goes, "Hold on a second," and then grabs it out of my hand.
Now, the interesting thing I would love to see with him is you try the haptic feedback on your PS5 controller to see if he feels a difference, or he goes.
He's got started pressing the buttons, so he's pressing the A button pretty well.
Or give him a Joy-Con that and you could do one of those like games where like where the marbles are on the Joy-Con when you roll it. Ooh, that would be fun for him.
You need to buy one of those analog pocket things. And say, here's what I had. Not when I was your age, but I'll play with that.
Thing
leave me to my big boy games.
My brother bought his, and I said, eventually, like a Game & Watch with just Super Mario Brothers. And then that was last Christmas. This Christmas, he's bought them a Switch because he didn't have one in the household. So, so I bought them Super Mario Brothers to play together.
And finally, Mitch, how's things in LA?
Oh, you never went to Evan?
Yeah, I did. I asked him how he was.
Oh, wow, I totally missed that. It's good. It's good.
I'd miss anything someone says wearing that fucking outfit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We made fun of him. That's right. Now counting. Okay, there's a bunch of European people here. So therefore, it is 18C here in LA.
Wow.
According to my computer, it says it's sunny outside, but if I check, it's pretty dark. Oh crap, I didn't set up the festive lights behind me. I didn't even notice that. Not gonna do it now, it's too late. But no, everything's good. I was playing some Halo Infinite, trying to get through that campaign, that drag of a campaign. I'll admit,
I do like.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll be honest, it's been installed in my console for a week and I still haven't played it.
You're not missing much.
It's the best Halo I've played. And I've played. I tried to play some of the Master Chief Collection and the early ones. I can't play them.
It's bad. It's the old stuff. It's hard to play.
Too archaic.
Yep.
I really like the sound design.
Yeah.
And it's a very pretty game, even on a 1080p no HDR display. It's a very pretty game, but it could quite quickly turn into a podcast game.
Yeah,
clearing out the open world.
Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, and I love some elements in it. Like I really oh my god. For our audio listeners, Evan pulls out a Christmas tree from nowhere and brings it. He comes from below the screen like an elf.
It's a little early.
Oh man!
As if Evan himself were the Christmas present under the tree.
If you're not watching, please go to YouTube and go find Pixel Pints and go watch this. It even has lights. Oh my god! But anyway, Halo Infinite, the gameplay is, I'll say the gameplay is really fun. Like the grappling hook is a really cool mechanic that they added into the game that adds a little flow. It also makes Master Chief have a lot more fluidity to him. I really like that element in Halo, adding this to Halo. My big gripe with it is the story is like paint by numbers story that I've seen in any like basic, not basic, wow, I hate using that word, but you go to a writing class and they go, here's ABC storyline, please write this. And that's what they did with Halo, unfortunately. And then everything you do in the open world all has to do with just go to this place, take over this space, free these people. That's all you do. And if you're gonna, it's like the first Assassin's Creed. And that's what I compare it to. So when I'm seeing this game get 9s, I'm like, what are you all thinking? Are you high? It's like, I don't know. Like the game is a good game. It's just like, in my mind, it's like an 8.2 or like just above, just at the 8. Like it's nothing more than that.
I remember someone saying, Mitch, that Halo 5 story was so convoluted and all over the place that they decide to make it as simple
It's
and
not even
babyish as
simple.
possible.
It's like they don't. My issue with the plot with this Halo is, yes, is it simplified in regards to, like I said, it does the basic ABC structure, but what it does with that is it feeds you not enough plot to really get you motivated or get you connected. Like there's one character that had a character moment. He broke down. And it was the pilot. He broke down. He was in tears and he was talking about this thing. I'm not going to reveal it because I don't want to spoil it. But this is like 3 hours in, and I've barely talked to the guy. Like I haven't spent enough time with him to really understand him as a character. And here he's having this emotional moment that you know, based off like the acting and the writing, it's meant to have an emotional impact with you as the character. And you're like, I don't even know you. It's like, so you crying over this means nothing to me, man. It's nothing.
Yeah, but that's probably how Master Chief felt about it. Maybe that was the point. Right. Has anyone got beers, beverages, anything else they would like to talk about?
I'll let people do beers first because I got a snack I want to show off.
Okay, good. I don't have beers because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. What I do have are the boxes that the beers came in.
Now, is it the same?
Well, nice,
now
you got a little set.
Well, so in the box the beers come in, does it show off every beer that's in the box? Is it like a different picture every time?
Yes. Wait. Oh, there's another one.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
So I got a
Prepping
box
for
of
the
gold.
holiday season.
Now my problem is, can I actually make these last until Christmas?
How many days you got?
Well, technically,
you got like 7 days.
Well, Keith, we got another podcast next week. We got to do our game of the year, man.
Yeah, we need to sort out when we want to do that. So I've got classic beers, which has got some really fabulous ones in, like Banks of Bitter, Marston's Pedigree, another fabulous beer. Never had the Witchwood Firecracker before, so looking forward to having that. And then I've got the golden beers. Boondoggle, that's a good one. I'm not a fan of Breakspear.
Oh, they have the descriptions on the side of the box too. That's cool.
Yes. So available from Sainsbury's and other good retailers. These are actually really worthwhile getting hold of. And also it's nice. The Marston's. Where's Marston's? 61 Deep. Marston's and Witchwood are probably my two favourite breweries. So I'm very, very pleased that I managed to get hold of those two.
Nice. Anybody else got anything they want to show off?
I'm drinking my regular, the Kirin Ichiban Shibori, but the beer that I just had is it's a limited beer. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ebisu. Spelled with a Y. They're one of the like more premium brands, and by premium I mean a can of this is probably maybe 100 yen more than Ichiban Shibori, and I guess it's just higher quality ingredients. I don't know. I like Ichiban Shibori better than this, but this is a limited edition one from them called got really bad lighting in here. Hop Terowaru. And I guess the main thing about it is it's got 100% Bayern aroma hops, I guess. It's got a little description about the area and Bayern, where they get them. It's fine. All of these, the top 4 brands in Japan keep releasing.
Do you mean Burn or Bayern?
Bayern. In Japanese, Bayern. Bayern-san aroma hoppu. Bayern. Sorry.
Yeah, Bern in Switzerland isn't probably the best place to grow hops.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, it's great. It's they release this stuff every couple months. They have to come up with some sort of reason to get you to pull that can off the shelf that instead of the other can, and it's fine. It was maybe not worth the extra money, but that's fine. I'm switching to my regular now. That's it.
Thomas took out the wall. It's like, I want to buy one.
Turn off that Xbox. Is it on? Turn it off.
Now, the one thing I think of, Dan, is for your child is he's on our show so much that his first words are going to be beer, and he's going to talk all about beer. And at school, when he does his writing classes, being like, pick a topic. I want to talk about beer. All right. Anybody else got a beer before I show off what I got? Okay. I got this from the Asian grocery store, which is my favorite venture to go on to because I find interesting and new types of snacks. And this one is called, maybe premature, maybe not. We will find out pretty soon. But it is called a victory pie. See, it's so festive. Look at it. Cheerleader. Go Mitch, go Mitch, go Mitch. The back says victory pie.
Can you give him minus points for saying that, by the way?
So basically, it's basically a chocolate caked pie. So like, it almost is like a cookie, but the bread is very soft on the inside, and then it has a jelly on the inside it as well. So like it's chocolate covered on the outside, and then it's bread in the middle of it, and then it's jelly at the very center. What I do really like to do with these though is I like to put them in the freezer, because then the chocolate is nice and hard, and so they get a really good bite out of it when you do that. Kind of like if you ever put Reese's peanut butter cups in the freezer, that's something I recommend too. Those taste even better that way. So yeah, it just.
Are you one of those weird people that bites their ice cream?
No, God no. What?
Okay, thank God.
No. So yeah, here it actually has a V on it.
It looks like a wagon wheel.
So
It does look like a wagon wheel.
It does look like a wagon wheel.
Bite.
That is a wagon wheel. That's a wagon
It is a
wheel.
wagon wheel.
That's a wagon wheel.
I like that name. It's a good name for a. I don't
It's
know.
not as great as
chocolate
victory
thing.
pie, fellas. It's not as great as victory pie.
This guy is so confident. He's fucking eating his victory pie before the quiz even starts.
No, I'm not talking about the victory pie for the quiz, my man. Keith, can you mention what
Fantasy
victory pie
victory
I'm
pie.
mentioning about right now?
I'm sorry, Mitch. You're right.
Can we talk
Well,
about that?
Mitch, you already won the Game of the Game Awards. So with that,
But there's bonus.
yeah. So you get to, so for winning the Game of the Game Awards, you get to name our Pixel Points Game of the Year, and you also get to pick the first quiz category for the next quiz in January.
Watch out, Evan. I'm going to choose something you don't even know.
Sorry, Evan. I'll be there.
No,
He might not
what
be
I
your
would say is-
teammate. I might draft you first, Dan.
Yeah, am I out though? If I lose, someone else gets to be the other team, right? I thought that's how it worked.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, but by the way, Her Majesty was sleeping over here. She just like she woke up and she looked inside the Christmas tree in the kitchen, and then looked at me and then just went back to sleep.
Right, so very quickly, I'm going to run through what happened with the Fantasy Gaming League. So the
Can you explain what it
members-
is?
Yeah, I'll do that after I say who actually entered. So the contestants this year were Rafa, Dave, Dan, yourself, Mitch, Mikey, and Liam. And what we did this slightly differently to just picking games. So each had I set categories for each of you to pick games. So there was Microsoft exclusive, PlayStation exclusive, Nintendo exclusive, a stupid name category, which Rafa got. Everyone got a points allocation based on how arbitrarily I thought the name was good or not. Crossplay game, so online something, a sports category, and then a category that was called "There's More to the World." So this was people picking games from countries that are lesser known for game development, and then
Yeah,
there
I
was a
failed
couple.
that miserably.
There was a couple of free picks. I was going to give that to you, Dan. I know you picked one from Canada, which has got some major studios in it, but that game didn't
I
come
just
out
picked a
anyway.
small little lady making a game about like her and her husband and brother making little cakes together. I thought it was a lovely game, but then didn't realise that it was from Canada.
Yeah, and it didn't come out either.
They didn't go out, so it was all well.
They're still making them. They're still making it.
So there was 2 free picks, so people could pick whatever they want. There was the Game of the Year pick, so people could pick a game that they thought was going to be the Game of the Year, and if that won, they got double points for that section. So they got the points for if they picked it in a previous category, then they would have got points again for picking it as Game of the Year. Then there was 2 substitute games that people could pick if anything dropped out. And some of the people's substitute picks didn't even come out this year, so that left people in some bad situations. So rather than spend a load of time running through all the picks, I'll just say that the winner or the person who picked the highest score in each category, and then I'll do the overall totals. So for Microsoft, Liam had the highest score for the Microsoft picks with Forza Horizon 5 at 92.
Nice.
What was out?
Yeah,
You totally guessed it was
That's true,
coming
it
out.
was.
No one knew it was coming out.
Come on. I knew it was coming out.
At the time, Mitch was like, "Why are you picking that game? It's not coming out. The recent one hasn't come out yet." And Liam's like, "It's going to come out."
Yeah. Vindicated.
it's almost as if one of the highest reviewed games of the year should be nominated for Game of the Year. In the PlayStation category, Dave and Liam both picked Ratchet & Clank: Rift Apart, which was the highest reviewed PlayStation game of all the ones selected. Michael picked the highest reviewed Nintendo game, which was Monster Hunter Rise.
Wait,
it wasn't
for
Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Wait, for PlayStation, wasn't my one of my
You picked
alternates? Wasn't my alternates? Oh, okay, gotcha. I have to look at the sheet. I don't remember.
That's quite a smart pick from Rafa. Like, who would have thought Rise?
Oh, but you have to share the points though. If you have the same,
not a given.
If you have the same game, right? Though that was the hiccup, right? You had to share the points if you both chose the same game.
Yeah.
And it was one. Okay, that's why I didn't pick it. I remember. Okay.
Okay, so next was the random name question, which got some mixed results. So Rafa won the additional points for Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, which I still think is a fabulous name for a video game. And it actually reviewed quite well, got 73. But Dave got the highest score overall with Returnal. So it scored a 96, and I scored Returnal 4 out of 6. So he got 90 for that.
Wow.
Next was the crossplay section. Lots of zeros for most people on here. But Liam got the highest score on this one again, Back for Blood. And random games from around the world. So lots of zeros on this one as well. So Rafa got Little Nightmares 2, which scored an 83.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Free picks. So lots of good stuff on here. But the highest score was Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And the second round of free pick, the highest score was Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart, which, Mitch, wasn't you. Actually, no, I tell a lie. The highest score was Mitch on the free pick 1, which was Ratchet & Clank: A Rift Apart. and then Dan picked it for his second alternate. So there you go. Game of the Year. No one picked Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one thought that was going to happen. Impossible.
No. And then substitutes. Mitch got an 84 with Resident Evil Village, but that was beaten by both Returnal and Monster Hunter Rise, which was Dan and Dave's pick. And then in the final alternate category, we have. I've got to mention this just for Dan. Is it Dan? You got Humankind in. I bet you were loving the fact that actually came out this year.
It's a great game. I play it occasionally. I play it when I've got a few free hours because it takes bloody ages.
But the highest score in that category was Psychonauts 2, which was Dave's pick with 89.
Shit.
I was like,
Did Dave win this? Did Dave win this?
Might be in trouble, Mitch.
Yeah, I
so-
did not win this. After
so the
hearing the
over-
results like this, no.
Sounds like Dave might have won. You won.
I
The
think
overall-
it's Liam.
The overall score
I
was,
don't think it is.
last place is Rafa with 337.
Wow, he won a
I'm
bunch
not
of
last.
categories
That's
too.
good.
Next was Liam with 426.
Uh-oh.
Got a lot of them.
Liam just had too many zeros.
Yeah.
Oh,
Next was Mikey with 462.
Oh,
Then it was Mitch with
Ah.
572.
damn.
we're gonna lose the bloody thing, aren't I? Getting Erebus.
In second place was Dan with 663. And in first place, it is Dave with 773 points.
Not even close. Wipe me out of the water, Jesus. That's good.
Congratulations.
And for that, Dave gets to decide any game or genre that we can't say anything bad about next year.
Oh no! Is he gonna fucking say Vroom Vroom game? I hope not. I'm just kidding. Not like I say anything bad about Forza. Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Congratulations.
Just he could choose to say the Yakuza franchise again because it's a fabulous series of games.
You could convince him.
He could.
Have a conversation, Evan. Get on that Discord.
I like behind the smile of McWomble that he knows that how many days are left till he. Like,
2 weeks.
Oh, I can see
2
it.
weeks today.
I can see it.
You can start
He is
slagging off
waiting.
Accuser again. I can't wait for the Discord on New Year's Day.
I imagine that one of the first episodes in January, he's already prepared some really long thing he's been writing for the past 6 months, where he's just gonna like very eloquently trash the entire Yakuza series. I'm looking forward to it.
Sudden,
See what happens.
And my
the
New Year's
Yakuza
resolution.
feed he's allowed to run on the Pixel Parts will just be deleted, and it'll be say, "I don't want this crap on it."
No, what he will say, Evan, is his New Year's resolution is to trash the Yakuza series as much as possible.
Or what if someone, either Dave or Mitch, if you win, what you say for 2022 is you're gonna like Thanos the Yakuza series and no one can mention it for the entire year? That'd be pretty good.
Oh, nice.
But what if they brought out new
Your
entries
luck that Yakuza 8 comes out, but yeah.
You just can't talk about it. It would be in the rules, yeah. You could not. It doesn't matter when. You could not talk about it. That'd actually be funny.
Right, so Mitch, Evan, are you ready?
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. I might bow out for next year and give. Well, if I lose, then I'll have to. But it's anxiety. Can't take it. That's why I don't like multiplayer games. Competition just destroys my mind.
I don't know if that means he's... Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Sorry.
Right, so each question is worth 4 points.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
Math.
Some liquid courage.
Evan, if you want to defer and ask your teammate Dan, you get half points.
Ooh.
Oh, smart.
So,
Okay, I like that.
Mitch, do you understand? So if you answer the question yourself, you'll get 4 points. If you need help from Liam, you'll get 2 points.
Okay. But then
I
that
kinda
means
needed-
your partner can't say anything.
Me and Liam can just mock you.
Wait, can they say if they know the answer, and then you can say I defer to them?
No, you've got to. Those two have got to stay quiet until you say.
So
I
I'm
need
gonna
help.
look at Liam's face very closely. Wait, blink twice if you know the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
We have 8 questions for each, obviously, and in a random test of I had something in one hand and something in the other hand, one represented Mitch and one represented Evan, and I said to Mrs. McWomble, left hand or right hand? She picked my left hand, which was Mitch. So, Mitch, you get to go first. Or second. Which do you want to go first or second?
Ooh, what did we do last time? Do you remember? Did I go first or second?
I think
No, you went second.
I'm gonna go first.
You made Evan go first. Okay. And the category for questions this week
Holiday
is
games?
all
Oh.
all about Pixel Pints.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no, this is terrible.
I should
So-
have watched
I
more
like this
episodes.
Oh.
That's all right. I like this.
Oh.
Mitch,
Oh.
how many followers does Pixel Pints have on Instagram?
This is hilarious.
It actually is. It's pretty good.
Sorry. I'm trying to. Oh, this is so insulting because I don't know what it is, and then I'm gonna insult ourselves by giving this kind of number.
3, 5.
13.
It's 243.
Wow.
You should have deferred to me. I absolutely cheated.
Oh,
Yeah, I
geez.
saw your face light up, and I was like, "You've checked that on Instagram." Your PC screen gave you away, Liam.
Right, Evan, your first question. According to our YouTube review of 2021, how many minutes of Pixel Pints episode have been watched?
Oh god.
Okay. On average, right? For the entire year?
What, for the whole year?
On average, well...
So
No,
You
not
could-
on
you
average.
could do
The
some-
whole year.
you could do some quick maths here. So on average, we do an hour and something, and how many episodes?
Alright, well, we know that superfan McWomble watches every episode, so that's one person.
It's not people, it's minutes.
Oh, right. Minutes.
Calculator.
Okay, hold on.
Calculator.
Wait. I'm terrible at math/maths.
There is more than one mathematic.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 10 times.
He doesn't know
60
how many times I rewatch
times-
a certain episode on repeat.
Minutes.
Just for fun.
Wait, this is not right. What? This is how bad I am at math. This
Are we gonna give him a timer? Because this is gonna take forever if he's gonna
30,
keep doing math.
31,200
Look at your screen.
minutes.
It was 12,500 minutes.
Shit. Alright. That was close.
All right. Mitch, your next question. What are the top 3 countries for listening to the audio version of the podcast? And there's a bonus point if you get them in the right order.
The top 3? Is it by country?
Yes. Yes, top 3 countries for listening to the audio podcast.
UK is number 1. The US is number 2. And then let's go. Oh, Germany for 3.
That's
I
wrong.
remember you saying, wasn't it India?
No, that's the world's best Essex-based gaming podcast.
That's correct.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Is it me?
So
Japan third?
the correct order is the USA, the UK, and Canada.
Oh, I had 2 of them. I had 2 of the 3, but just in the wrong order.
Who's in? Oh, someone in Canada's listening. Wow. All right.
Yeah,
Just
thanks
that one
for
guy.
that.
Also,
Last year,
thank
Russia
you,
was in
also
there,
thank you
but
for
now it's
every
not
single
anymore.
listener in those countries that have listened to us and continue to listen to us. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Evan, your next question. We did 2 spin-off episodes of Dan's Palatable Pints. I wrote these before knowing that Dan was going to be on. But what beers were we reviewing?
Oh, thank God. I never watched any of those. It was before me. Thank God I went first.
Did you kick the field goal,
We did
or did you
2.
go for the touchdown? Fourth and goal on the 2.
Oh, shit.
Actually, no, I am immediately going to kick the field goal. I defer to Dan because this is his. I was gonna say his love child. It's not what I mean.
So
This
we
is his baby.
we
Sorry.
we reviewed Kona Big Wave Ale.
Correct. And
That's right.
And we then reviewed the thing that I don't like to drink, but then had to go all the way to Dublin to check. I didn't really like it, and that is Guinness Extra Stout.
it's correct. 2 points.
You know, I've got to say, it's like Evan's going to win on a technicality. It reminds me of something I've watched recently.
Well, you don't know, Liam, because there may be a question that's it's going to be a bit of a layup for Mitch later on.
I
Also,
see.
Mitch could totally win, but also
order,
if he would have chosen
second,
the
I
other
would've
order,
gotten it.
yeah.
That's true.
We'll see what
That's true.
Right.
Mitch,
so,
next question. What's your last name? I'm just kidding.
so, Mitch, your next question. Our longest episode of Pixel Pints ran for 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 25 seconds. Can you tell me what we were talking about?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Is correct.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Because I hosted that
Shut up.
episode.
See, there you go. He got. It works both ways.
I got 4 points.
Yeah,
Correct.
you
So
did.
4 points to Mitch.
I'm
you're
sad you forgot about those reviewed beers, Evan. And it meant a lot to me.
Just,
Just to forget about like that just cuts to the
You know-
core.
you know what I hate? At the end of every year, I'm breaking Dan's heart. I'm like, multiplayer means nothing to me. He's like, what about our time in Ghost of Tsushima? And now this. I'm so
It wouldn't be
sorry.
a Christmas tradition if you didn't do it, Evan.
Merry
We need to do more
Christmas.
Pelvic
Rip my
Pints
heart
if we
out.
Right. So, Evan, your next question. How many episodes of Pixel Pints are on our YouTube channel?
Oh my god.
And we don't number them anymore, so it's hard. You can't go back and look at the number there, Dan.
Not beer umver. It doesn't count, right?
Nope.
Just Pixel Pints. When did we start Pixel Pints? I don't even remember.
Now we're talking about official
then-
episodes of Pixel Pints, or are we talking spin-offs and beers as well?
All episodes
What episodes?
on our YouTube channel.
So basically,
It's
how many
about-
Did we
videos
start
have we
Pixel Pints
created?
this year? Did we start it last year or this year?
Last year. Because I joined last year. The end of last year is when I joined you
Because
guys.
Mitch wasn't on it because he was busy working for another company, and then he came over to the dark side
Right.
and got.
Long time ago since we stopped numbering.
40.
Yeah, so you can't look it up because I stopped numbering them.
Right.
We did it purposefully.
38.
Oh god, no.
we do it weekly, Evan.
Evan,
Come on, mate.
Evan, there's
know,
48 weekends
Year
in
and
the
a
year.
half.
There's 52 weekends in the year.
I don't remember when we started it even last year.
We're
I
probably at
remember when we switched
100.
over.
We're at probably 120.
Yeah, I would think so. Something like that.
74.
Oh
Oh.
wow. Okay.
A lot less.
We did skip a week or so, a couple times.
We started it in June. I suppose we
that's
don't really do
right.
over Christmas.
That's 2
We started
years.
it in June 2020.
Right, Mitch,
Yeah.
question. Your last question, unless we need a tiebreaker. How many times has Evan tried to bring a guitar onto the show?
Ooh.
Tried.
So does
I actually
this-
might know this.
So when he tries, is it he actually is playing it or it's on screen?
All attempts on screen.
Does this include if it's just in the background, not being played?
No, in hand.
I think I know this. Fucking should.
Trying to...
There's a bonus point if Evan gets it wrong.
Please don't do that.
So he did it for The Last of Us special. He did it with us and he had the technicality issue just a couple weeks ago. He did another one before that. Oh, I want to say 4 or 5, but I can't think of which number I want to go with. 4.
I was feeling.
It is 4.
Yes!
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
I think that was good work.
I almost
You know what,
blurted
I think
out, but
Mitch
thought that
deserves-
was right on.
I think you deserve the quiz on that one,
Mitch-
Mitch. That's pretty impressive.
Mitch deserves the win on this. Yeah, I do remember that. I did the Pixel Pine song, and then I redid the lyrics to the Pixel Pine song,
That's what it was.
and then I did The Last of Us 2, and then I tried horribly last time, and it didn't work. So before.
That was what the
That's
duck
it.
did. And Evan, your last question, your last meaningless question, because you can't win.
That's okay. Let's try it.
Liam has been in charge of which totally real group whose sole purpose is to ruin my life?
Oh my god.
It comes under many names it has.
It does come over a lot of names.
It's let's just say there's a word in it called conspiracy.
Yeah, the undermining McWomble conspiracy association.
I hate this.
The
This
anti-McWomble.
idea that I'm involved in any conspiracies whatsoever. You know?
Is it the anti-McWomble?
It's the Anti-Movement Society.
Yes.
To disprove him on every point or something. I don't know. There's
Well
some
done,
other
Dan.
weird lyrics at the end.
Yeah, and it is the official title of the Anti-McWomble Society.
Yeah.
But would you like to know what the tiebreaker question was, even though we don't
Sure.
need it?
Yeah, sure. What's
So Pixel Pints got a shout out by another gaming podcast who we follow on Instagram. But what is the name of the podcast? And there's three choices. There's the Nintendo podcast, What the Famicom, or the Nintendo's podcast.
Are you serious? Someone else shouted us out? Wow.
I didn't know
I
that.
don't pay attention
I
to
really
names.
like those names. They're all very good names.
It's good stuff.
I'm going
Reciprocating
with C.
here.
I'm going C.
The Nintendo's
We-
podcast.
Yes.
It was What the Famicom.
What the Famicom? Nice.
What did they say? Do you know?
They did an episode covering the Doom series, and I sent them a DM saying we at Pixel Points don't care if they make another Doom game, because Doom 2016 was great, and then Doom Eternal was.
I never finished it. That's the disclaimer
You
for
know, I've got to say, I don't agree with that. Doom Eternal is awesome.
you.
It's not as
I
good as
I
Doom
like it as much as
2016.
2016.
I played a lot of it using Stadia,
Right.
and I really enjoyed it.
In any case, Mitch, I'm pouring a beer on top of a beer I haven't finished. Oh my god, check that out. Look at that. Mitch,
That's great pouring. there, Evan.
congratulations. You were the better man, and I think the fact that you won on working through counting how many times I've tried to bring a guitar on this show is a great way for you to win, so congratulations. And I think, you haven't hit for the cycles, but you got 2 out of 3, so congratulations.
Yeah, I got a double crown, no triple crown for this man, but I'll take a double.
Yeah, and still to decide what you actually win for winning the quiz. I know you have the power of compulsion. So you can compel one time per person on the show. They have to agree with whatever you're saying.
You expanded the power.
Wow.
My God,
Wait,
that's a
can-
really
can-
good
can-
power.
can- Way
Can I
too
add
much
to
power.
this?
He gets all the power. It's ridiculous. You give him the power
Dan,
to
Dan,
someone needs to
Dan,
be-
Dan,
to make people do
Dan,
shit.
McWomble.
Dan,
Like the Puppet Master.
Dan, you have to beat me.
Yeah, but
Liam,
I
what
didn't
would you
play.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat him because I didn't play.
I want to add a rule to how he
I
uses
forfeited
his power.
my right.
What's
He
that?
has to. I want his rule to be that he, to activate his power, he has to say to that person, "I compel you."
Yes.
Yes. He definitely
will lose.
Yeah. So
No,
for-
my thing will be, it's like Liam and I are having a conversation. I know I would say, "Shut up, Liam, and agree with me." God damn it! And then he goes, "I agree."
Well, I could go. I'm compelled.
and then I'm compelled to leave the show. Liam just walks off and just leaves his screen.
Well,
Thomas,
I
push
guess
the off button on my PC.
I guess at our next episode we'll have to decide who is taking over Evan's place as a captain. It might have to be. What are you thinking, Keith?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like a random draw from the wife?
Well, unless someone wants to nominate themselves.
Okay.
We'll put it out there to
The Discord.
Yeah. Right. So
That's fine.
that's
Someone better tapped in to the industry can take the like I was completely useless unless it was about the TurboGrafx 16. So
what are you
Someone else,
talking about?
please.
We
Evan?
didn't do that
What
badly, Evan.
Evan, what are you talking about? Seriously, some of those questions, I like Liam didn't even know, and he's tapped in more than all of us.
I know.
Because
Well, the fun of the quiz is Mick Womble's very good at not doing the obvious.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
like the pass percentage is so low that when you do get points, it actually you feel really good about it. So I do appreciate that part of the quiz.
my favorite one so far are the categories that he has done. If we're gonna do like memorable moments of Mick Womble's quizzing, so we're giving the quiz master some credit here, like rub him up, give him some love. Maybe that's the wrong phrasing.
No. Yeah.
Make him shine.
No, like, hey, we don't ask him how he's doing. We do give him credit where credit is
but
due.
anyway,
Right?
my favorite so far has been it was something to do with Nintendo, and it was like sequel Nintendo games, and it was like he asked me which it was trying to name one, and it was a title for we were thinking it was a WarioWare game, and we thought it was. And Evan said, "What did Evan say?" Evan said, "Like Scrub and Bubbles WarioWare."
Or yeah, like what?
Oh, tickle or what? Oh.
Slap my ass. One of those weird WarioWare titles. Yeah. A little slap and tickle. So that's a Beer Fest reference. What a great film.
It is.
Yeah, that was Animal Crossing.
That was an
something.
Animal Crossing game, New Leaf or something like that.
Yeah.
On the DS.
Oh, that was about video game birthdays.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was birthdays. Yeah,
Yes.
what it was the game's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
But yes, we enjoy these quizzes. Thank you for doing them, Keith. We very much love them, and making us try to think of how many times Evan plays guitar in our faces is a really hard thing to do.
If
you think about it, 4 is not a lot. We had 78 episodes. I mean, come on now. I'm not trying to pour it on you guys.
Well, to be honest,
it's not an eye-rolling.
Evan, I don't think you sing enough, in my opinion. 4, that's piss poor, man.
Well,
it should be at least 25%. And you sung every fourth episode.
When I get
you get out there and start writing.
Well, to be honest, Evan, I knew of 4 you've done. My nervousness is because I joined with you guys after I left Sifted, because this was the only thing I do in my free time after. That when I joined you guys, I didn't know if you did one before that because I didn't watch every episode. And so therefore I was like, ooh, maybe I do 5 as like an extra to like, in case I totally didn't think of one. But I was like, okay, my gut says 4, just go with 4.
No, I was in the pre-production stages of writing that song. So no,
I think the first one was during that Last of Us, so that was the first time you did it.
Yeah, but that was when you weren't on the show, so you're good enough to remember that.
Yeah. Anyways, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
It was a good match. It was tight.
I gotta move.
It went to a 5th set. Right, so whilst Evan relocates, we're going to talk about some Christmas wishes that we would like to see, either personal for game-related business or in the games industry. Who would like to start?
I guess I could start.
Go, Liam.
Well, as I was pertaining to earlier about getting myself in some trouble this week, and trying to stop the severe depression from taking over, is that this happens every few years where there's a credible leak, and I get my hopes up, and then my hopes crumble, and I feel nothing. Just in time for Christmas, which is perfect. But Bully 2, that's my wish. And actually, you might remember the first time I ever appeared on the Beer Umvirate, we were doing Dream Games, and my dream game was Bully 2, and I wished for it then, and I'll wish for it now. I don't care if this leak is out, which gives it a bigger chance. I don't care. I'm still going to wish for it, just on the off chance that the leak is fake. I want my Bully 2. I fucking want my Bully 2. Why do you want it
so bad? What's it?
I love Bully. It was a great game.
What is
brilliant.
Explain this to me. What is so great about Bully? I'm only asking this because I've never played it, but I've seen, like when I watched X Play as a kid, it was constantly on X Play. especially on like Cheat and like the show Cheat, when they talked about cheat codes and like how you could do different things. And like I think they went over a cheat where you could make them fall in love with a guy instead of falling in love with a girl. And
that's a bit of an Easter egg.
yeah. And so what is it about that game that makes it that's so compelling?
Well, I would say in a lot of ways it was very ahead of its time, because it was coming out at roughly the same time as like Vice City, San Andreas. And like when people talk about those games, I just go, no, the best Rockstar game on PlayStation 2 was Bully, hands down. Like, it's not even a contest. That game just has so many amazing little design choices that make it's a ton of fun. I love the humor of that game. Unlike most of Rockstar's more crass and sort of nihilistic humor, Bully's humor is a lot more fun, I would say. And it's a bit more what they went towards with Grand Theft Auto 5, I would say. Just a bit more mature, I would say. Weirdly enough, about a game about characters at a school, at a boarding school. Bully's probably a bit more mature in a lot of ways compared to a lot of other Rockstar games. But
shortly, just because I don't want just guys don't want talking for too long about it. But what's the plot? What's the
plot of the game? The plot of the game is a kid called Jimmy Hopkins. Basically gets ditched at a boarding school by his parents, and he's sort of like a lower class sort of mucky student who has to sort of get on with this boarding school of elitists, essentially. And it's basically all about him sort of ingratiating himself with every group at the school. And Rockstar sort of leans into the tropes of sort of American high school society and things like that.
But is there like an in-depth plot in regards to like the character is doing a specific like an objective that he has to complete of some kind in regards to like?
I'd say the objective of the game is really
survive the school.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
But there's other things like with other characters like effing him over.
There's like sub stories within it, but the overarching plot is. He's arrived, he's the outcast, he needs to ingratiate himself into the school in some way or another by either getting on with or bullying others.
Yeah.
There's no emphasis.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, and one of the things that people don't talk about the game is every NPC walking around the game is like a person with their own personality and things like that. And, they're just so quirky and fun. Like there's this one kid that if you bully him, he always wets himself. It's just
it's so like funny. Yeah, we're really condoning this game.
Good wholesome fun.
Poor Algernon, poor guy.
Okay.
Dear God. I hope your wish comes true, Liam.
Me too.
Mitch, what's your Christmas wish?
This one's a personal one, but I really, 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 really wish to get a job in the industry.
Nice.
That's my wish.
Well, yeah, we need you in some meeting rooms.
We need you. You need me in the room. Like we've talked about this. We need me in that room.
When you get you a Pixel Pints baseball cap, you can wear to your meetings.
Well then, because like on top of it, it's like not necessarily like. Everyone's like, why do you keep saying Mitch needs to be in the room? Because I keep winning these freaking games, and that's why you need me in the room. Because I win these games because I know what these people think, and I know to tell you that's a bad idea or that's a great idea. That's why. Why do I win the game?
You're not very good at leaked, unrevealed games, as Liam proved, by picking a game that wasn't announced or released and then won the category because of it. But anyway,
you still got last place. Not last place, but he was still at the bottom of the barrel.
Last place,
I was in the top 3. Like, come on.
Yeah, but you weren't second.
Did you win any, Dan? Because I won 2. I won 2.
So did I.
No, I won 2.
Sorry, I thought you meant individual categories. No,
I
didn't
won 2.
Win. Yeah, fair play.
You know what they say, though? Second place is the first loser.
I know, I was about to say that. That's what came into my mind. I was like, really, I'm the first person to lose. And everyone after me is better because they lost later.
Yeah, I took myself out of my misery sooner. I actually have a gaming
This
one,
guy
but I
eats
want to
one
go.
victory pie, and he thinks that he rules the fucking world. I'm just kidding.
Well, technically, it was a premonition because I did eat the victory pie before my victory today.
You need to be a narcissist to work in the games industry in a big, powerful job. So he's halfway there.
But I can be a narcissist, but I can still respect women.
That's fair. I didn't say it yet. That's fair.
I have an actual gaming one, but I was
Put that on your resume.
I thought, like, I've got a way for your dream to come true, Mitch.
Oh, thank you.
I really hope your dream comes true, but I think we can make both of our dreams come true. You know, if you got a job at Rockstar Games, you know, and then you can, you know, stir the pot inside, get me what I want. You know,
Emma, I mean, you can come and live with me in Lincoln. In Rockstar's offices. You can move all the way to the UK, it'd be perfect. And then you can get me in.
It's all coming together.
Look after Thomas on weekends.
Well, Dan, we'll have to talk after for a second because there is a potential opportunity for me to go across the pond, potentially.
Oh, is there? Awesome.
So I may be hopping over, but we'll see. I'm going to go to Evan because I do have a gaming one, but Evan has a long list. He said he had 6, so he's got to get through his Christmas list for Santa.
Oh, unfortunately, well, it's my fault because I didn't know what we were doing this week, so I just put together a random list of things off the top of my head. I can run through them very quickly. I doubt anyone has anything to say about most of these, but
wait, is
my first one is
Santa from your Christmas list? Is he the PlayStation head right now, Jim Ryan? Is that Santa to you?
No, at a young age, Mitch. I was sitting in a chair in my room. My parents opened the door and said, "Mr. Piotrowski," that's what they called me when I was a child. They said, "By the way, Santa Claus doesn't exist." Before I could say anything, they closed the door. Left me to my own thoughts.
You know how I found out about Santa Claus, Evan?
Jesus Christ.
That's horrifying.
Really
You want to know a ridiculous way I found out about Santa Claus? I lost a tooth. I still had baby teeth, and I lost a tooth, and I put it under my pillow, and there was no money under my pillow for 4 days.
Bastards.
And finally I went, "Mom, are you the tooth fairy?" She said, "Yes, honey." I said, "Mom, are you Santa Claus?" She said, "Yes, honey." And I said, "Good, we don't have to have this
conversation."
Look
at that. You put the pieces together pretty quickly.
I didn't.
Good for you.
I just realized that it must be not true. But I was happy living the dream. Even when I was like older, I was like, "Yeah, Santa presents, amazing."
Yeah,
so I go, "Where's my presents from you, Mum and Dad?" Double presents.
Well,
clever.
Well, Dan, this is what
There
gets
you go.
crazier. Okay, so even as adult now, I still get presents from Santa. But then the other thing,
me too.
The other element that came into play was after I found out, I was at my grandmother's, and she knew I knew about everything. And then what ended up happening was, we were watching the TV, local television. This was before like cable was a big thing, but it was local television. And of course they have the advertisement being like, "Santa's coming up the coast here." And like, "Oh, it's perfect weather for Santa. And he's coming up the East Coast right now and coming to the Midwest." And I was like, Santa's not really real, right? Then I had to clarify because the news was saying Santa was coming. And I was like, I trust the news. And my grandma's like, "Maybe." And I was like, my mom had this conversation with me. I thought there was no Santa. Like, don't do this to me. And she's like trying
bloody media.
Yeah.
Not like they would lie to you or anything.
She's trying to do reverse psychology on me, going, maybe there is Santa, maybe there isn't. And I'm like, oh my God, you're freaking killing me. Anyways, Evan, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So just before I throw this, and don't worry, it's not going to be a long conversation about my wish list, but there's a picture. It's one of the best pictures that have ever been taken from the Piotrowski brothers. So I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest. My uncle Paul had always been Santa when I was a kid. And he always came to the house, and you do the whole, like, sit on the lap, tell Santa what you wanted, and then you get it, right? I must have been about 4. My other brother was 6, and then my eldest brother was 14. He's 10 years older than me. And there is a picture, a moment snapshot in time where I'm walking up to Santa being all like sheepish, like, "Oh, Santa." And my brother Nick has just realized He's like, wait a minute, that's not Santa. That's Uncle Paul. And he's about to, in the picture, he's about to say it. And he's like pointing, and my brother Todd has realized that that's what he's about to say out loud to me and destroy my hopes as a 4-year-old child. And my brother Todd is running and putting his hand over my brother Nick's mouth, and it's all in frame with my Uncle Paul as Santa Claus sitting on a chair. It is such an amazing picture. It's just one of those, like, you can't... Yeah, it's so great. But I can finally go home. I'm going to get a very, very high definition digital copy of that, so I can print it out myself. But yeah, that's one of the best things that had come out of my childhood when it comes to Christmas.
You should put that photo on
totally
one of those subreddits. Those ones where people have old photos of their families. Like just really funny old photos.
And great. Explaining like what's going on in the and this sounds like something like I'm like slightly like bullshitting here. No, it's all in the picture. I will prove it to you someday in the future. Please hold me to it.
You could be a meme. You could have it and then go, when child realizes Santa is hungry, right. Whatever your uncle's called.
Yeah.
Too bad Keith missed
that.
He would have loved that story.
No, he'll watch it. He's our number one fan.
I'll be the only person that watches this back anyway. So.
That's baloney, Keith.
Yeah, we all
watch
know this.
every episode back just like you.
My first thing on my wish list is for the Pokemon Company to start making games that don't look like they were made during some sort of fictional console between the Nintendo 64 and the Nintendo GameCube era, because I've only ever played Pokemon Blue. That's it. I've never touched a single Pokemon game. But it's like at the point where I'd like to try out one of the games, and every single game just looks terrible. And the newest game where they're finally like, hey, do you like Breath of the Wild? Obviously me. Yes. Well, I have the game for you. And then you see what this game looks like, and it looks so bad. I struggle to think,
in my opinion,
of how the people... Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I was going to say, I think they need to talk to the people who made Detective Pikachu. Why they're not making Pokemon look like that and actually making a game like kind of in that vein is beyond me.
Evan?
Absolutely beyond me.
What, making it look like an actual modern game?
How about Evan? You just go play 10-10 and just be satisfied.
Yeah. You could play the Chinese version.
Yeah.
I wish they'd get the makers of Xenoblade to make Pokemon.
No.
Yeah. So all the Pokemon are being skimpy outfits.
Actually,
well, I mean, wouldn't that be better?
Bulbasaur, am I right?
Ivysaur.
Their engine is awesome. Like,
God. Well, I mean, Nidoqueen does wear a bra.
He does. It's true.
Nidoqueen does. And Nidoking does have a big horn.
It's just
my sexual awakening as a child.
What is it? It's the most successful video game franchise ever, or media franchise. I don't even know what level they're on right now, and they can't even make a proper game that runs at like 30 frames per second. That Arceus game looks terrible. They need to outsource it, or the sad thing is that Pokemon fans are so deep in it that they are happy with the bare minimum. Look at something like IGN's review of Pokemon Snap, which is one of the most disappointing games I played this year, and it reads like a sales pitch for it's ridiculous of how much they gush about this game that is clearly cut every single corner it possibly could. And that's the reason these games continue, because they sell tens of millions of copies, so they don't have to do any of this stuff. But yeah, I would like,
just can't get
please, for the love of God, yeah, just make a decent looking Pokemon game that runs properly. It's otherwise I mean it's not that important considering I haven't played any of them.
Wearing little bastard. Do you not realize that?
Hey, I'm not that pretentious. I don't have the patches. Come on, now cut me some slack.
It's not that pretentious. Let him get on with his other 5 wishes.
Come on, get your wishes out. Wish fest, fairy.
Oh, I'll run through them as kind of.
So this is like the equivalent of the kid getting the catalogue from the superstore and then going through with the biro, circling all the toys they want.
Yeah.
One wish, Johnny.
No,
I've got
this
6.
is the one where they sit on Santa's lap and they go like, and they're like, what do you want for Christmas? I got a list. Hold on. It's just like
Yeah.
the kid
Like,
that's
no,
there for
you-
20 minutes being like, okay, kid, shut the fuck up and like get off my lap.
It's like bud, you get one. Look at that fucking line. Come on, I clock out at 9 p.m. All right, I'll just run through this as kind of a gimmicky thing, and then you guys can continue on with yours. So, Shadow of the Colossus remake. We need another one. I want a PS5 Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Oh,
keep it going.
A remake
want
every
sharp-
console generation.
For graphics, I want better controls.
Hey Evan, you get that
just keep it
haptic
going.
feedback,
Best game
man.
ever
You
made.
get that haptic
It
feedback.
should be remade every single console generation. Oh, imagine that gripping the fur. You can feel it in the controls. Amazing. The Chrono Cross remake. I hope it's good. I wish Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever it's going to be called, the Return of Ganon or the
sequel
Revenge
to
of
Breath of the
Ganondorf.
Wild.
Mark my words, it's going to be something similar to that. I hope Yakuza 9. 9? Jesus Christ, I'm jumping numbers.
how about
8 comes out next December. Every Yakuza game takes place in December, and they keep pumping out those games because they just keep reusing the same assets. I'm actually able to criticize these people a little bit, and then the final one is the blanket mandate that requires all DLC to be accessible from the start menu, not 5 hours into a new game. Makers of Blasphemous, Gamers Tool, what are you called? Let me play the fucking DLC from the start of the game, not have me play the game for 6 hours before I can access it. That's all I got. That's all I want for Christmas. Very, very small,
Keith,
compact.
what do you want for Christmas?
I want, dear Sienna, I would like a real reindeer that poops chocolates.
Sprinkles.
So I'm trying to think as Christmas is kind of somewhat of an anticlimax for us at the moment. So I'm trying to think what would actually make me really happy and
A gift for that
contented person.
PlayStation 5 you didn't have to pay for.
That would probably work, yeah.
How about a Christmas meal with your favourite person in the world, Bobby Kotick?
Well, I was going to say, what
With
would
the
be,
flight attendant.
and their head of communications.
Yeah.
So I think maybe in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol style, the ghosts visit a certain major publisher's CEO and get him to realise that his behaviour is maybe toxic and detrimental to both his own company, himself, and the games industry as a whole.
Oh wow! I like this.
The unfortunate thing is the ghosts would then need to pick which toxic CEO they'd have to go and see, because judging by reports into both Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard King, they'd have a bit of a choice about whether or not to go and see Bobby or Eve.
Well, I bet you I know what ghost should go visit Bobby. Michael Pachter.
The ghost of Michael Pachter, you want him dead? Or is there some neat breaking news that
First
we
he
don't
has
know
to
about?
die, and then the ghost visits him. That's step one, step two.
Yeah.
Little did we know he was always dead, guys. Just kidding. Michael Pachter is healthy and well.
That's the
It's
twist.
actually an alien.
It definitely that Men in Black. They're definitely aliens.
Well, he plays so much mobile games. He's got to be an alien.
I think it's got to be Bobby, hasn't it? Someone's got to go and make him realise that.
Every single CEO is just an alien, starting with Mark Zuckerberg, They're all body snatchers.
See, the twist to this movie is he goes through the whole ordeal, right?
He doesn't change.
Then it doesn't change who he is.
He can-
He learns nothing.
No,
from the entire
he
experience.
doesn't.
And then the movie ends.
No, it's not that he doesn't change. He figures out that that's exactly who he wants to be, and he's okay with that. And then he doesn't change.
There you go. Yeah.
Or even
doubles
worse, he
down.
convinces the Ghost of Christmas Future that that's a better option.
And he goes, "You're right."
Actually, I see your point.
Yeah. Spreads like a virus.
Yeah. But seeing what's happening at ABK, and as much as Matt thinks that unions are awful, I think if those people who are getting support for changing their working conditions and workplace culture, if that moves forward and things do change more positively for people who are, in some instances in the games industry, treated like absolute dog shit, then that's surely got to be better. So that's that. And then I suppose on a somewhat more selfish note, outside of getting a PS5 that I don't need to pay for, a announcement that Mass Effect 4 is coming March 2023, and the first, it's never going to happen, the first gameplay story trailer comes out at E3 this year, and then they just drop it saying, yep, coming 2023, and it's not a broken, buggy piece of microtransaction filled shit.
Well, there was
hard for EA to achieve.
They've switched to Unreal Engine, seemingly, so that's good, kind of. At least it won't be a buggy Frostbite piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So this is the other thing that I was going to say. Vince Zampella insidiously just takes over EA and pushes Andrew Wilson out.
Oh, I'd love that.
And it actually gets run by people who know what they're doing, not people who want to financially and psychologically manipulate people into gambling.
Yeah, it's very. It's a good pick.
I think I'm obviously the nicest person out of all of us because I came out with the most altruistic Christmas wishes.
Oh, I've got another Christmas wish.
I haven't wished yet.
Dan hasn't wished yet. Dan needs a wish. Dan,
I
what's
said
your
that you
wish?
come to me later.
The what I was going to say was my wish is
Liam, the grumpy kids don't get their wishes.
Yeah,
Look, man, I've been getting coal all my life. I can get some more.
My wish is not that thought out, or mine's just very self-indulgent because why the hell not? It's Christmas.
Oh yeah, salute to you, sir.
My wish is that we get an XCOM 3, which I think is never going to happen, but I'm still going to wish it because I played a lot of XCOM players this year, and they're just not as good. They're all right. They're playable, but I'm just craving that XCOM 3. That's what it is. And the little mini story thing was good, but I would like to have a full-fledged game. And from a also point of view, I just hope Horizon Zero Dawn 2 Forbidden West is as amazing as I have hyped it up to be, because I'd be very disappointed if it's not.
Okay, I do have one. I do have an actual gaming Christmas wish, so I'll do that really quick before we go to Liam. So my actual gaming Christmas wish is that I hope we get a game within the next 2 years that looks as good as the Matrix demo from Unreal 5.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It's phenomenal. It's one of the greatest.
I haven't played it yet.
It's amazing.
But I've heard good things.
It looks phenomenal. Like, it's crazy. So if we can get games to look like that in the next 2 years, that'd be an amazing Christmas wish for me.
Cool. Liam?
Oh, yeah. Here's, well, you could say it would be altruistic of me to wish for this, but to be honest, it's entirely self-motivated because I hate it. Fuck NFTs. I want to go fuck themselves. And I also want China to fuck off from the games industry. So, go away, Tencent. Stop buying stuff. Just leave the games industry alone, please.
Liam, I can't say that.
And I will be happy.
I have a friend that works at Tencent, so I can't say that.
Oh, no. You see, I don't mind. Sell off everything Tencent has and then go away. That's
Sell Tencent to someone else.
Or because here's the thing. If they keep buying up stuff, they get vested interest in the industry, and then they lose interest in it. they're just going to ditch all of those studios and keep all of their IP. You know, it's going to be worst case
They
scenario.
have so much money, they don't care.
Yeah, I'd rather they quit their obsession now before they get too ingrained and acquire more, because they will keep acquiring. They're on the trajectory to just keep acquiring.
So you're saying eventually there will only be 10 cents?
I mean,
They'll just buy everything.
Let me put it this way: I don't think people realize how much buy-in power Tencent has. If Microsoft, well, if Tencent wanted, they could have just totally undercut Microsoft and bought Bethesda for however much money Bethesda wanted. If they wanted to, they could go and buy. I think they could afford the whole of Sony Corporation right now if they wanted to. They're that rich. They have that much money. They could buy any publisher you could think of.
And the 10-cent award goes to Tencent.
The Chinese,
very good
the
job.
Japanese
Tencent
would never allow the Chinese to buy that kind of company off them. I don't think.
No,
Too much
I don't think
cultural
so
hatred.
either.
Actually,
the thing is, they could definitely afford them.
You are right. They would not. They would not.
They would rather go.
There's a certain amount of
the Chinese.
Well, there's a certain amount of pride involved, especially with a company like Sony. They would never let a Chinese company take them over. No way.
Nope.
It's the same
which
reason
is
why
good.
Microsoft will have their own
Pixel Pints.
Sega.
Now wait for the moment, Liam, where Tencent will buy Pixel Pints.
I'm quite happy to
Tencent,
sell the
if you're
rights.
listening, please.
I mean, here's the thing. Please let them give you all the money you need.
billion pounds, and we'll split it.
Yeah, and then if
and then you can just start a new podcast called Pint Pixels.
Well,
Here's
hilariously enough, what's going to happen is
switch it. Yeah.
is
Here's my PayMe QR code. Please scan it.
Well, the funny part about the whole thing is because Tencent buys us and they heard this episode, they're going to pay all of us except for Liam.
Did you know what would be great though? If they paid Liam in NFTs.
Yeah.
They might.
Just to rub salt into the wound.
All right, the final one that I think is well deserving to say is my Christmas wish, and it's kind of been happening, and I hope it continues, which is game developers are listening to the gamers more often. With Halo Infinite being delayed, where it now is a much better game than it would have been if it was released last year, which also I heard from Jason Schreier on his Triple Click podcast. He mentioned that even in 2020, in like April, they said that this thing was gonna be delayed. Like they already knew it was gonna get delayed, so they did us a favor by having everyone mocking the game. And then also with Stalker 2 taking away NFTs. I'm not taking a stand on the NFT thing. I don't know enough about NFTs to really have a side. But the fact that, it's
a made up load of crap to make some people money for nothing.
Right.
Is all you need to know. It's basically a con.
Right. But for people to,
like
have the outrage that they did, and for them to listen and actually try to explain themselves, and then when people are like, still we don't like that, they decide to change their avenue and remove it completely. I'm very appreciative for it.
Yes, Keith.
Yes, Keith.
Right, my very last Christmas wish is that Dave uses his power to not continue the fabulous series of games that is the Yakuza franchise into us not being able to say anything bad about them, or specifically me not being able to say anything bad about them into 2022.
Now you said that he might do it just to piss you off.
I know he might do that just to spite me, but...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to do that. So, Dave, are you listening?
I have a feeling it's going to be something to do with Sony and PlayStation. It could even affect Mitch. I have a feeling.
That's not a genre of games.
It's got to
no, but you can string it in a way that could.
Nintendo, we can never maybe say anything bad about.
First parties. There's kind of a genre.
Well,
depends what the rules. Depends how you flip flop the rules.
Well, I was gonna say before we head out, basically just saying happy holidays, have Merry Christmas to you guys, fellas. Merry Christmas to all the viewers out there. We hope you all enjoy your holiday. we will try to be back before the end of the year to try to name our game of the year. I hope we're gonna figure it out. We'll figure out. But
Yeah,
stay
I think
tuned.
not next weekend, but the week after, if people are off on sort of Christmas break or whatever,
Well,
we
following
can find
one's
it.
New Year's Day, so we'll.
No,
figure it
I
out.
mean like in the week potentially if people are off. It depends what people's holiday.
I'm not off. I'm working. So
are you working every day?
Yeah. We'll figure
I may be able to do something next weekend.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But anyway, if you want to know, stay tuned to our Twitter, which is pixel_pints. And you'll see when we are live streaming on twitch.tv/pixelpints every single weekend. So just look there and you'll know when we're going on. And then you can find our archives.
Except for Christmas Day. We won't be streaming Christmas Day.
Oh God, no. We won't stream Christmas Day. Hell no. Yeah. But on that note, gentlemen, happy holidays.
There's no music.
I'm picturing music here, please. And I'm guessing they're not showing us anymore. And it's saying Pixel Pints.
It could be. We don't know.
Or Evan, or Mitch has zoomed in on Evan just doing this with his glass.